Happy Monday. Hope you had an amazing weekend. Today is the Monday before Mother's Day, and I've kind of chosen this week to celebrate the women that God has put in my life. And if you follow me on social media like Facebook, you can find a little excerpt I wrote yesterday about my mom, and then today I shared a story about my mother in law that God put in my life. And anyhow, I just want to share with you something that I learned from my mom a long time ago. And if you were to know her, her name was Elizabeth. If you were to know her, you would definitely know that her hobby was being outside working in her flower gardens. And her flower gardens, honestly, even though I'm a guy, I'm not really into flowers, but her gardens were beautiful. And it was quite often because we lived on Main Street in this little southern town in South Carolina, and it was quite often people walking on the sidewalk come to our home. They would notice the gardens. And then if they saw my family outside, they would sometimes ask if we wouldn't mind if they would come through and take a look. And that really pleased my mom because people were paying attention to the hard work that she put into it. But I'll never forget the Sunday afternoon. I happened to be outside as well. My mom was outside, and this lady was walking, and she stopped, asked if she could take a look at the gardens, and she did. She and my mom walked through, and then they sat on a bench, and we're just talking. And I happened to be within earshot of listening to them talk, and my mom probably didn't know it at the time, but it was one of the most profound things I think I've ever heard her say. But leading up to that, the lady said, if all I did, or if I had this garden, I think all I would do would just be sit and look at it. And without even hesitation, my mom said, if all I did was sit, I wouldn't have these gardens. Just something so short yet so profound has so much meaning. Whatever we want in life, it requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of effort. And I mean, not a day really passed by that she wasn't out in those gardens pulling weeds, doing ugly stuff. And that was the majority of her time in the garden. The minority of her time in the garden was sitting looking at it. But that was her hobby. And but such a great lesson for life in general, the dreams, the goals that we have, the beautiful things that God has in store for us. We can't just sit by and hope that it happens. We have to go after it and work hard at it with a passion. So, lesson from my mom today. May share some more lessons this week from the important women in my life, but hope that resonated with you. Have a great week. Anything I can do for you, please let me know. If your mom is still here, make sure you make it a priority this week to let her know how much you love her. Talk to you later. Bye bye.